In other news, Kenya has advanced its plans for a debt for food security swap brokered by the World Food Programme WFP, which would see the country sink millions of shillings towards farming initiatives. NTV's Brian George with the details.
Year, Kenya's debt service obligation stands at 1.87 trillion shillings, of which 995.7 billion shillings is related to interest payments, while the remaining 871.49 billion shillings is related to debt redemptions. If the debt for food security swap comes to fruition, Kenya will be looking to draw lessons from Egypt, which has had 2 debt for food security swaps brokered by the World Food Programme, and Mozambique, which has had 1 such arrangement. A debt for food security swap is an arrangement whereby a creditor agrees to forego outstanding payments, whether in part or whole, from the debtor, on a commitment that it will use the freed up resources towards bolstering food security initiatives such as school feeding programs and agricultural development.
Debt swap is a very tricky way of managing debt. You must really clearly compute and analyze the data to see how effective and how beneficial it is to the country. Because yes, it is giving you debt relief, but it's giving you conditions that the money that is saved must go to some specific areas of service delivery and service provision.
Debt swaps are among the measures that the Kenyan government is considering as it seeks to ease pressure of debt service obligations on the exchequer. In 2009, Egypt managed to relieve itself of $15 million, some 1.2 billion shillings at the time, worth of debt service following a WFP brokered debt for food security swap arrangement with Italy. Proceeds from the debt swap were ring-fenced for natural rations targeted at school-going children in the regions of Fayum, Menia and Beni Suef over a 5-year period which lapsed in 2014. In 2020, Egypt again managed to relieve itself of 15 million euros, equivalent to 1.8 billion shillings at the time, worth of debt service following a WFP brokered debt for food security swap arrangement with Germany. Proceeds from the debt swap were ring-fenced for provision of nutritional needs for 136,000 low-income households. In 2017, Mozambique undertook a $40 million or just about 4.1 billion shillings at the time worth of debt swap arrangement with Russia, whose proceeds were ring-fenced for a 5-year-long school nutrition program targeting 150,000 students.
We would have to factor in that if that was not addressed through the debt swap, how it would still have had some effect on our budget. So is it helping us move forward? If the answer is yes, we move. So my team, the Resource Mobilization Department, the entire PDMO office is looking at that, Public Debt Management Office.
Now, whereas the National Treasury remains tight-lipped about the bilateral creditors with whom it could be considering a debt for food security swap, Kenya's top debt service obligation to bilateral creditors is 2024-2025, include Italy at 15.9 billion shillings, France at 13.34 billion shillings, Austria at 2.27 billion shillings, and Spain at 1.9 billion shillings. Brian Giordino, NTV.